How you doing, Miss Taylor?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm okay. Okay. Um, so did you have a chance to look over the email I sent you about the video consent form?
I did. I was sure to sign it and send it back to you.
You did sign it.
Yeah, I sent it to
All right, cool. So you signed the consent form, and we do have a camera here, so I just want to. I do have your consent to record, correct?
Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. So how's your week been?
My week's been okay. I got through. I got all my assignments turned in on time.
The school assignments?
All my school assignments. Yeah, as long as they're on time, I'm okay. I have trouble with that sometimes.
Yeah, that brings. So our last session, you mentioned towards the end of the session, you mentioned like the struggles of being a parent of three. Am I correct?
Yeah, three kids.
A parent of three and a full-time student.
Yes.
So are you newly back in school, or did you just start school? How's that
Well, yes, I just started. This is my first full semester. I took the winter semester where I did like a condensed class. I did my Husq 101 class for that, and then now I'm taking 4 classes, 2 online and 2 at the Owings Mills campus.
Gotcha, gotcha. So is this your first time in college, or?
This is actually in high school. I took a lot of college classes. I got my biology, English, and my calculus all in high school. And then I took 1 semester of community college, but then I had my first child and I dropped
Gotcha. So in high school, you got a jump start on college and see what the college life is like
out. Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I guess if I'm repeating this correctly, you took all your general studies classes from high school.
A majority. I still have to take like my Psych 101 class. That's what I'm taking at Owings Mills right now, and my communications. And I think after that, I just have one more general studies class that I have to take. I think it's Psych 103.
Gotcha. So you did mention we'll put a pause on it from right after high school was when you had your first child.
Yeah.
So it brings us back to our conversation that you were talking about the struggles of just being a parent and being a full-time student.
Definitely.
How's that going for you? Has it by the two little additions to your family, has that made it more challenging, or how are you dealing with that?
Whenever I first went to college and I had my first kid, I did not have the right partner. He didn't help me with any of it. Like I felt like I had to pay the bills all by myself. I had to go to college all by myself. I had to take care of this little human all by myself, and I just didn't have any support system. Like he was my support system, and he wasn't there. But now, even though I have 2 more kids, like my husband's so he's just so supportive. And he because of COVID, he gets to work from home for a majority of the time now to get our daughter off of the bus. And so I have more time to spend on my studies. I have time to go to college because not with online classes, it seems to be a lot of work. But if I go on campus, it's less work, and I feel like I learn more on campus as well. Yeah.
So you spoke about your previous relationship and compared that to your relationship now.
Yeah.
The difference in the two, how does that make you feel?
My husband makes me feel just he builds me up instead of putting me down. He encourages me instead of just insulting me. And he wants me to do better instead of my ex. He just didn't want me to do better than him. So he would do anything to keep me below him. But my husband, he's just really supportive, and he helps me get back in school. And I'm just really happy to be back. It's
Gotcha. So tell me a little bit about some of the struggles that you faced by being a parent of three and a full-time student in college? Because I don't know what that's like.
Okay, so it's really hard to concentrate. It's really hard to get time up on myself. Like, if I need to do some work, my kids are always just knocking on the door. Mom, mommy, 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 like, and and then whenever I do get some time to focus, all I think about is them. And then, like, part of me feels like I'm neglecting them whenever I'm like, okay, you can't bother me, don't, like, leave me alone. But I know that that's just, it really helps me set boundaries with them so they know, like, mom needs her own time. And it's important for me to get my schoolwork finished early. I like to get my schoolwork finished early because if I wait to the last second, I'm just going to be really stressed out, and then I get really hateful towards my kids. I get snippy, and I just don't have as much patience. But if I get my schoolwork out, like if I get it done a few days before it's due, then I know, like, I'm just much more relaxed and I'm more patient with my children. I respond to them instead of reacting to them, and that's what I've been working on.
Yeah. It sounds pretty full. So it sounds pretty full. Like in recent times, like by you being a full time, by you being a parent full time and a full time student, has there been any times where you feel like giving up at all? And not necessarily giving up. Let me try to rephrase that question. So not giving up like your parent life, but like more so throwing in a towel with school because it becomes too overwhelming.
I think, like, because I'm getting ready to turn 30 now, there's no throwing in the towel for me at this point. Like, I have to be an adult. I have to grow up. I cannot go back to being a bartender. I can't do that. That's really why I wanted to go back to school, because I got so fed up with my job and I want something more. And I just want something of substance. I cannot just put on that face and wear a mask every day. I want to be in a work environment where I can be genuine, and that everything comes so natural. Like, things and tasks will come natural to me, and I don't feel like bartending is that for me anymore. So I'm not going to throw in the towel. There is no throwing in the towel.
That's good. Are your kids like? Are your kids like? I hear a lot of people say sometimes that their kids are like motivation to want to excel or want to go after this degree or that degree. Do you look at it the same way?
Yes, definitely, because it's not even that. It's like I want to be a good example for my kids, and when they see me go to school, they're going to be like, I can do that too. Like, I can do it. Like, I see my mom do it. I know I can do it. And
Right.
I try to be an example to them instead of just telling them what to do, showing them what to do. And I don't want my children to be stuck in a meaningless job that fries their brain like I was. I want them to find something that they feel suits them, and so that is a driving force. They are. I want them. I want to be the example for their lives.
For sure, for sure. So how many classes are you taking right now? Four classes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
And you said something about sometimes you struggle with the deadlines or something like that.
Yeah, I'm a procrastinator. Naturally, I'll think about doing my assignments. And in the past, whenever I did drop out of school, it's like I didn't even try. I didn't even try my assignments because I was so overwhelmed with them. I didn't understand it, and instead of trying, I was scared of failing, so I didn't try. Like, in my mind, I felt like, oh, if I don't try, then I can't fail, which means I failed before I even began. But now I just know that I just have to try, and I'll force myself to sit in front of my computer, and I'm like, just try. Like, I know I don't have anything in my mind. I have no idea what I'm going to write about. Just start typing, and it usually comes. Like, very as soon as I get going. It might be difficult at first, but then it usually just starts to flow.
And just to kind of like, I guess, sum that up maybe, and like kind of add to it a little bit. I guess like a lot of people being scared to fail could either be crippling or it could be that driving force that you talked about. I mean, when people scared to fail, it's like they don't even want to try, they don't want to attempt it.
Yeah.
And then, or it can work out the completely different way and motivates them to stay on top of it or not be that procrastinator that you talk about. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So just to kind of sum this up, we talked about the struggles of being a mom of 3 and being a full-time student. Sounds like your life's pretty full at all times.
All the time.
Which is a good thing. A good thing.
It is, yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to talk about today?
No, I think I've talked about everything I wanted to talk about.
Cool. Well, enjoy your weekend, and I guess I'll see you next weekend. We got a session scheduled next weekend, correct?
We do.
Cool.
Thank you.
How do you think we did?